You have a chin, that little pointed shelf of bone sitting at the very bottom of your face, holding your entire jaw together like the world's smallest, least appreciated foundation. No other animal on Earth has one, not a chimp, not a gorilla. Not your dog, your cat, your goldfish, or the pigeon judging you outside right now. Every single other creature with a jaw just stops. Flat, straight down, done. No shelf, no point, no little chin dimple for anyone to be self-conscious about. Humans are the only species in the entire animal kingdom that evolved a bony chin. And here's the part that should genuinely bother you. Scientists have been studying this for decades. We have gone to the moon. We have mapped the human genome. We have invented the air fryer, and nobody can fully agree on why your face does this one specific thing. So today, we're putting the human chin on trial against the one group of animals that never needed one, humans versus apes. Let's begin. Let's start with the basics, because most people have never actually thought about their chin as a body part with a job. Technically, a true chin is a forward-pointing bony structure at the front of the lower jaw. It's not just the bottom of your face. It's an actual architectural feature, a little jutting outcrop of bone that nothing else in nature bothers to build. Now look at an ape. A chimpanzee's lower jaw goes down and then just retreats, sloped backward, no shelf. Structurally, it looks like the jaw gave up halfway through the blueprint. But here's the twist. The chimp isn't unfinished. The chimp is normal. You're the weird one. Every early human ancestor, every single one, going back millions of years, had a receding jaw exactly like modern apes. No chin. None. Zero chin energy anywhere in the family tree. Then, somewhere in the last few 100,000 years, modern humans showed up with this strange little shelf nobody asked for, which means we need to ask the obvious question. What changed? The first theory is honestly a little insulting. As human faces evolved, our jaws got smaller, softer food, cooking, smaller teeth, less need for the enormous crushing jaw muscles apes still carry around like free weights strapped to their skull. As the jaw shrank, some researchers think the chin didn't actually grow forward on purpose. It just didn't shrink as fast as everything around it. Picture a house being renovated, and the contractor removes every wall except one support beam, because nobody got around to it yet. That beam isn't there because it's important. It's there because nobody took it out. Some scientists genuinely believe your chin might be exactly that. Not a feature, a leftover, an accidental architectural beam nobody scheduled for demolition. Meanwhile, the chimp never needed this problem in the first place. Its jaw stayed enormous, powerful, and fully committed to crushing raw plants and unfortunate insects all day. No shrinking, no leftover beam, no accidental chin. The chimp's jaw retired exactly where it started. Yours apparently forgot to finish the job. The second theory gives your chin a little more dignity. Some researchers argue the chin exists to reinforce the jaw against the mechanical stress of chewing and speaking. A structural support, like a metal bracket bolted under a shelf that's holding more weight than it looks like it should. Your jaw, this theory says, needed something to stop it from literally cracking under everyday use. Which sounds heroic until you compare it to what apes actually have instead. Apes don't reinforce their jaw with a chin. They reinforce it with an entire skull upgrade. Massive attachment ridges, thick bone across the whole face. In some species, an actual bony crest running along the top of the skull, purely to anchor jaw muscles powerful enough to crack nuts a human would need a hammer for. So while your jaw got one small, polite, barely their support beam, the chimp's entire head became load-bearing. Somewhere out there, an evolutionary biologist is genuinely debating whether your chin is doing real structural work or whether it's essentially decorative scaffolding that showed up to a job the chimp's whole skull was already handling. The third theory has nothing to do with chewing at all. Some researchers propose the chin isn't mechanical, it's social, a visible marker of jaw shape and facial structure that other humans, consciously or not, read as part of attractiveness or identity. Under this theory, your chin isn't there to survive lunch. It's there because, at some point, other humans started noticing it, which is either flattering or deeply embarrassing, depending on how you feel about the idea that a chunk of your skeleton exists purely for social approval. Apes, meanwhile, solve the social signal problem completely differently. Bigger canine teeth, bigger body size, colorful, dramatic facial fur in some species, loud chest thumping, impossible to ignore displays that communicate status instantly. From a distance, no bone architecture required. Humans apparently looked at all of that and thought, what if instead we grew a small, quiet, permanent bone shelf and let everyone else figure it out? Efficient? Not particularly. Extremely on brand for humans? Absolutely. Here's the part that's actually kind of funny once you sit with it. We do not have a single confirmed answer. We're still debating the details. We genuinely do not know, with full confidence, why your chin exists. There are multiple competing scientific theories, real published research on every single one of them, and no final consensus. This is a species that split the atom, landed robots on Mars, invented a device that lets you argue with strangers about politics from your pocket at 3 in the morning, and we still don't fully know why our own face does this one specific thing that no other creature on the planet bothers with. Meanwhile, the chimp has never once wondered about any of this. The chimp's jaw does exactly what jaws are supposed to do, looks exactly like jaws are supposed to look, has never spent a single evolutionary second worrying about bone aesthetics. The chimp is unbothered, winning. So here's where the trial actually leaves us. On one side, the chimp. Confident, uncomplicated, a jaw built entirely for function with zero identity crisis and zero interest in having one. On the other side, you, the only creature in the history of life on Earth that grew a small, mysterious, slightly show-offy shelf of bone at the bottom of your face, for reasons science still can't fully agree on. Maybe it's a leftover beam. Maybe it's a reinforcement bar. Maybe it's just there because somewhere along the way someone thought it looked nice. Nobody knows for certain. And somehow, that's the most human answer of all, because we've spent our entire existence building complicated explanations for the universe, curing diseases, writing symphonies, going to space, and we still haven't fully solved the mystery sitting on our own face. So go ahead, touch your chin right now. You're touching one of the last real mysteries left in human biology, and the chimp, wherever it is, still doesn't have one and has never once cared. Slow down, think a little.